It's a strange thing being on the receiving end of an incredibly kind gesture from someone or some folks that you just met. On volunteer days is when it really kind of hits me. Just watching folks show up and put in their own time and energy, and it's really humbling. And it gives me this intense in the moment feeling that I should be doing something in return. I want to kind of rise to that level and meet that generosity and that kindness with reciprocity and be a good friend in return. And even though it wouldn't be in the moment when I'm feeling it so intensely right then and there, in the comments people have consistently suggested all kinds of ways that I can show appreciation in return. Maybe a brick wall to commemorate those that are helping, plaques on the wall, even adopting out a specific brick or a window so people can say, that one's mine. Some folks have even mentioned just letting people sign bricks with a Sharpie, which I actually think is kind of a pretty simple and powerful idea. I recently picked up a Falcon laser engraver, and it made me think about how to take some of those ideas just a little bit further. Make something lasting that recognizes everyone who's pitched in along the way. And I'm always looking for creative ways to improve the space and make it feel like it belongs to everyone who believed in it. At the same time, I do get that sometimes the best thing I can do is just step back and let it happen. Accept the help, let people be part of it in their own way, and just trust that together we'll keep moving forward. Okay, so there is so much to talk about today. As you guys know from watching the recent videos, we have a situation where what we need in order to get the building up to code is this parking lot up front and in that main area that's kind of over by the railroad tracks. So it's basically all of this stretch of, I guess you call it's pavement technically, all the way down to the railroad tracks. And then it wraps around all the way around here. And there's this big section right here that we want to pave. The weird thing is with 66,000 square feet, if this was fully up to code and with the occupancy that it could hold, there's no way that this would be sufficient parking for that building. But I talked with the city, there are some options and we can work around, but we do need parking lot in order to get up to code. So another thing they told me is it's kind of cool having a railroad right here. Right down there, I don't know if you can see it, I've talked about it before, is a little brick building and it's got a siding. So the train comes through every day. They can drop a wagon off right there on that little siding and then pick it up the next day when they go back, which means, I don't know, maybe it's possible that they could bring my containers of antiques from Europe and just drop them right there and then pick up the empty container the next day, which would be incredible. But I'm getting a little bit off target. So we have this parking lot, and we have to have it. So we're brainstorming all the different ways that we can raise the funding because it's not cheap. As I mentioned before, we got a quote for $25,000 and Nico Asphalt said that they would donate the first half of that. So we've got a lot of money to raise, but all things considered with how much that's worth, we're basically over halfway there. So man, there's so much to tell you. I don't even know what order to say. So yesterday, a local family, the Kiefers, stopped by and they gave us $200 toward the parking lot fund, which was incredible. They own a company that does brickwork and masonry locally. They're actually repairing the buildings up on the town square here in Charleston. So that was really kind of them. And so thank you guys. And if anybody's looking for brickwork in the area, you should definitely check them out. But yeah, so yesterday we tried to do a live stream auction with 25 of the kind of cool, quirky, interesting industrial antiques. Some of them were original from the building. Some of them I brought from Poland. Sadly, a lot of you guys were there. The live stream failed. So, because what we're trying to do is do things that we can do to raise money to chip away at this parking lot thing in a way that we also give value back to whoever supports it. So instead of doing a GoFundMe or whatever, we're just doing everything that we can
because you guys are our friends, and so it's not a one-way kind of a situation. That's not what we want. But we tried to do the live stream, didn't work, and then yesterday we worked all day in order to get a hard line instead of Wi-Fi into the studio. So that is accomplished, and we're gonna try to do a regular live stream, maybe one or two, and if they go smoothly, we can just do like a question and answer session, just hang out and joke around. And if there are no problems with the live stream, then we'll try the auction again. So now one other thing that we're doing is kind of like a win-win-win-win-win-win-win. We're doing an auction. So my friend Jake, who you've met here on the channel, recently got his auctioneering license for the state of Illinois. And we've been spending the past several days just like pulling out items from all over the building, trying to empty them out. And there's so much stuff, and the process takes so much time to list. It's very slow. But we're gonna do our first actual full auction to get stuff out of the building. So that's gonna be on highbid.com. Now that's separate from my like quirky little antique things that I'm doing for the entertaining live stream. But if you're interested in supporting this effort in this channel, you can visit that auction. We've got everything lotted up. It's listed on highbid.com. If you're wanting to go to the auction and you're overseas, I think they just require, it's possible, you can order stuff and have it shipped. Not everything is shippable, obviously, so there's like big stuff. But if you buy something that is marked shippable, they can do it internationally. You just have to go to the website earlier and pre-register as an international bidder. So I'm gonna put the link to that in the comments, and if anybody's interested, we'd certainly appreciate it if you go and bid on something, because the healthier the bids are, the more it raises the money that we're able to put toward the parking lot. So here's a really cool, for example, vintage camper stove, like mid-century modern. It went in a camper, but it's really cool. Be great for a little apartment gas stove. All kinds of stuff. Anyway, I don't know how to explain it, but there's this, like, it just kind of gives me chills a little bit. There is this phenomenon in this project that, like, with the exception of the roof, when we come upon a need in this process, it kind of magically appears. Alex is a new friend of the channel. He stopped by, and he's a welder. The bush hog, basically the steel came apart in our bush hog, and he showed up. He's a professional welder. And same day we broke down, same day we thought that bush hog was finally totaled, he showed up and helped us out. And it's really weird, because it just almost seems too good to be true. It just keeps happening and happening, and I'm not entitled to it, so I just have this like hope that that's going to continue. But over the lifetime of this channel, we've had a number of companies reach out, and what they basically say is that they'll send a product for us to review. So they usually send the product free, and they'd like us to review it and talk about that product on the channel. And 99.9% of those companies and those products are not a good fit for this channel. They'll say something like, "We've been following your channel from the beginning. We absolutely love your comments." And they'll mention the title of the last video that we posted. And they'll say something like, "We just think that your audience is absolutely perfect for our product. We have this new lipstick line or this new shower curtain line that it would be such a great fit for your channel." And it's so obvious that they don't know the channel. They don't know, who you guys are, who I am, what this channel is about, what this project is about. And so 99.9% of the time, I just don't even respond. I don't. Occasionally, however, a company will reach out with a product, and even better if they really have watched the channel and they know that we're good for them. The product that they have would be super helpful and would be, you know, perfectly in line with the story. It wouldn't be a hard left turn to talk about that product. And most importantly, it would help to further our efforts in this project. And recently, we did have a company that reached out, and because we're in this mode of raising money for our parking lot, the product is really a good fit for us. So I want to use this product because it's a way that we can generate money for our parking lot, but also give back to you guys. So check this out. And here it is. It is a Falcon A1 laser printer. So it's a 10-watt laser printer. And basically, pretty much anything you have, you can engrave graphics, engrave text, engrave logos, make signs with it. Anything you want to do, this thing can engrave it for you. So it's made by a company called Creality. And when they reached out to me, I checked out the product, and man, my mind just started popping off all the things that I could use it for around here. So this is not a paid video, but they did send it to me just to review and give it a shout out on the channel. So it's a 10-watt laser printer. According to the company, it is the cheapest laser engraver on the market that has a smart camera in it. And by smart camera, you can lay whatever it is that you want to engrave inside the housing, and it'll help you align it and everything, and so that you get the printout or the engraving on the item exactly where you want it, exactly where you planned. So one of the things that I've wanted to do with this building since the very beginning was to kind of make a dedicated space that's like a creator space. I want to do something like community oriented, and creator space would be, I think, kind of one of the perfect ideas for that. And so I'm just kind of imagining like photography studio, I'm imagining pottery, a laser engraver would be perfect for that. If somebody was interested in that, they could get access to it. You know, 3D printers, all that kind of stuff. So I was really excited about this, and my mind just kept rolling with it. I've been trying to figure out a way to create some merch for the channel in a way that like gives some value back for all the people that, for all you guys who take the time to watch my videos. And I'm not really into, like, cause they have the stuff on YouTube where you can just like, it's like plug and play and they put your logo on a t-shirt or whatever. And I did that, it didn't work, I didn't like it. This is a way that I can do something much more personal. And I was thinking of a way that I can kind of give back to the viewers, to you guys. And I have kind of an idea. Let me share that with you. So when I was kind of daydreaming about getting this thing, I was thinking that it's something like a 3D printer. And those things are kind of, you know, big parts of those are 3D printed themselves sometimes. And they're not super robust and durable because they just sit on a table and they've got some delicate parts and stuff. But this thing, look at that. As a matter of fact, let me see over here on my thickness planer, I got this little magnet. And check that, it's a metal construction. So, and it's actually kind of sculpted, looks really nice. Anyway, when you think laser, you think danger, right? It's gonna put your eye out, but it's got this safety glass here, this plastic acrylic, I guess, which is colored orange, and that makes it people and pet safe. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about losing your eyesight with it. Okay, this might be a bad idea in this place, so we've got so much dust everywhere. So this has a front load door, and a top load door. So this has never been opened before. I just got it, unpacked it, and there's the smart camera that helps you align your graphic or whatever it is that you're going to engrave. So here we go, unboxing basically. So the reason I'm unboxing this out here by this broken window is because instead of the studio, is because lasers are hot, they burn stuff, and you get kind of like a burning smell. But that's okay because they provide you with a vent hose, and it just slides on back there and it stretches out, and I'll just vent all of that exhaust out the window. So you can use this indoor, of course. They do provide this, and you won't be, you know, smelling that burning stuff. Okay, this is the rest of our power cable. Oh yeah. Now this is an air assist. So it just connects, basically, pumps air, and it connects with a little rubber hose right here. And whenever the laser is doing its work, you get a little cloud of burnt stuff, and this blows it out to keep like a static-free connection of the laser and the media that you're engraving. So now, there are so many videos on YouTube. So if you're interested in this kind of thing and you're doing your own makerspace, or you have a use for a laser engraver, it's going to be super easy for you to find like 100 videos telling you everything that you can imagine that you need to know for it. So for me, I'm going to just read off some informational facts for you to give you kind of a basic primer in it. And then this video is going to be a little bit different than those other ones because we're going to focus on actually making something, do something fun that I can actually send to viewers. So let's go ahead and get it assembled and start playing with it. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. Baby, okay, where did that come from? All right. What's the old saying? If I can do this, anybody can do this. I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing. That seat's there. That seat's there. Easy as that, easy peasy. Now, basically any device that has a laser in it, it's got to have this just so that it can legally be sold. And it's a safety mechanism. So this machine has a sensor that can detect fire, and it can detect if there's like a tilt or whatever, and it will shut off automatically if it senses any of that. So they put a lot of effort into all the safety measures for the machine. So it's also got a little emergency stop there. This is going to be something different. Sorry to keep increasing the suspense. We're getting to it. We're getting to it. But there's something on the third floor that I need. Oh, these stairs. Okay. Up here on the third floor, we've got some like stuff that has been buried since the day I owned the place. Whew, I'm out of breath, sorry guys. These three things are rooftop solar water heater panels. And that's not what I'm interested in. What I'm interested in are these bundles of offcuts. Those are really old. You got a steel band on them. Of hardwood flooring. And these were offcuts for doing floorboards and stuff here. And using these and our new product that was sent to us, we're going to be able to create something that is a way to generate a little income and also give back in return, give a piece of the building back. Oh, there she is. There's the culprit. Just gotta put the screws back in. And we got 1 out of 3 done. Okay, so those are replaced, and I'm hoping that when I turn this on, we don't have razor sharp pieces of steel flying everywhere. All right. So Bob was just mentioning that we could also use the jointer and just run it across those and take off this form. And so I'm gonna try it on this, see how that works, and I'll try it on the jointer. And there should be a clear winner on whatever it is. That's what I'm gonna start trucking with. Then once those are through, I'm gonna chop the ends off with the chop saw, the radial arm saw, and cut square pieces, as many as I can from each piece of hardwood. Got that all trimmed down. Still tongue and groove, but man, once I get all that cleaned up, that's gonna leave a really narrow piece of wood. So I'll have to make the logo or whatever I burn kind of more like a horizontal landscape type of a thing so that it'll work better. I'm not gonna try to run this on edge through there. I'm gonna go ahead and, I don't even know if it can do that, but I'm gonna go get the jointer and clean up these edges. Okay, so the obvious comment I can hear is like, you should just do that with a table saw and it'd be a lot quicker. But our table saw is kind of janky, so I just prefer, I feel much more comfortable doing it like this. So anyway, we got 4 straight clean sides. And now I just use the chop saw and cut the different sections. But I need to figure out what little kind of logo or little graphic I'm gonna put on there. Probably just text that says Brick and Soul on it. And then based on that graphic, I'll know what size to cut out the blocks with. Okay, so I just wanted to make a simple little graphic that's kind of industrial and consistent with 1919 and the font and stuff. So that's it. Here we go. Okay, now I just gotta cut the sections and we're ready to burn it. And clamp it. Oh, that's what that thing's for. Nice, very nice. But how do I? Can I just saw it without holding it? So we've moved inside because it's super hot out there. Bob cut a hole in the back of the wall that we can vent through. And so we have a permanent location for the device. And especially if you have a Windows computer, it's super easy. It's plug and play. You just basically turn it on, follow the steps that the application takes you through, and it basically just kind of calibrates here. We're gonna see if it can burn its own little logo. We've done it once before. And it's gonna cut in the Falcon logo, which is an F. You can see we did it once before. And I don't know if you can see, there is smoke in there, and that's why you have the ventilation. There's the air compressor that blows the little particles out so that they don't interfere with the engraving. That's right here. And there we have it. So within just a few seconds, we've already basically done our first engraving. So very nice. I had a couple questions. I asked ChatGPT, I framed it, I've done everything. And we're gonna do a little test here. So the workspace for engraving is 12 by 15 inches. The machine dimensions are roughly 22.3 inches wide, 18.4 deep, and 7.7 high. It weighs about 34.3 pounds. It works on a core XY architecture, which allows faster, smoother, and more accurate engraving. It has smart material detection. So they have these cards with different materials on them. You can lay that in the tray, you press the camera button, and it can detect that, and it'll know what material you're engraving on, and it sets up the laser power and the speed automatically for you, so you don't have to worry about that. The built-in camera is HD. It works with light burn, laser GRBL, and their own Creality Falcon design space, and that's for Windows and Mac. So the kinds of images that you can drag in are JPEG, PNG, BMP, SVG, DXF, G-code, etc. It's plug and play, nothing to kind of configure. You just plug all the cables and everything in, and it works. Class 1 safety rating. It has a fully enclosed design for safety, a built-in air assist. A little bit about the performance. It can cut up to 3/8 inch thick wood like pine, basswood, and engrave materials like leather, acrylic, ceramic, slate, painted metal, and anodized aluminum. So you can do those like aluminum business cards if you wanted to. Those are pretty cool. It runs repeat use tested, so it runs up to 7 hours a day in user reports without overheating or system errors. So it's very accurate. It's great for photo engraving and fine line work and all that stuff. It can actually cut stuff out that you can snap together, like puzzle pieces or little, art montages made from 3D components. And there we have it. So, wow, that is awesome. So this is an original piece of this building, some of the hardwood flooring, and I'll rub this with a quick pass on some sandpaper, and that letter "and" will get a lot brightened up from that. But not only is it kind of burnt in, but it's got a lot of relief to it. It kind of sinks down all of the text and the graphics, and that is pretty cool. So I want to start making these whenever we have our volunteer day, and send them to all the volunteers. So cool. And actually, since this is basically a tool and you can get creative with tools, I want to push the limits of this thing. Let's do something else with it. So I had another idea that this Falcon laser engraver can help us out with. And this is just kind of the very early moments. It's just kind of coming to mind, something I'm brainstorming about at the moment. So we were thinking about somewhere out here building like a knee wall from brick, maybe just out here, or perhaps like actually much better would be the front of the building here, perhaps like a raised flower box from brick. And because we have the laser engraver now, we could install bricks, whatever we build, we could install bricks into that, engraved with the people that have kind of gone above and beyond to help us out in this whole project. So build a little brick wall feature, maybe a flower bed or something, or a wall out here, a commemorative wall or something. I don't know what it would be yet. And everybody would have this like permanent monument to how much they've helped us. So we could, engrave a brick in the wall, and that would be permanently there. Maybe for businesses that have helped, maybe just for somebody who's come to 3 or 4 volunteer days, or, just whatever. So the cool thing is that something like that is maybe possible with this laser engraver. I do know that laser engraver is 10 watts, and it will do tile, and it'll do slate. Will it do red clay brick? I don't know. We're going to try it right now and see. But Creality does make multiple models of their laser engraver, and there's like a 10 watt, and then, you know, the wattage goes up. So at some point it's going to engrave one of those bricks, but I'm hoping that 10 watts is enough. And I just want to do a little experiment here to see if we can do that. So I'm going to pick out one of the bricks that, these are the bricks that came out of the wall when we cut the new doorway in. They've got paint on them. And, you know, they came out from this wall that we cut right here. So I'm going to take it in. I'm going to put my little brick and soul graphic on it and see how it does. So they sell little legs for the laser printer that'll get it up higher. So if you wanted to like put something on edge and engrave it up here, it raises the unit. I don't have one of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my concrete saw and make a slice along here. And hopefully I can do it straight, because then it'll give a flat surface. If I don't do it straight the first time, I'll just flip the brick around and cut another one until I get it just right. And then we won't have to raise the printer. I can just stick that in there on the bed and let it print away. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, so the trick is gonna be to get it cut, straight cut. So I don't know how this is gonna work out, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, so it's actually pretty square. So one thing that I wanted to, hold on a second. One thing that I wanted to do was also cut the other side, because that's one of the things about this, you can be super creative. This one's got vintage paint on it, and I know for a fact that that laser is going to get through the paint. So if the 10 watts is not strong enough for this, it's definitely going to make the engraving in the paint that's on the brick. So I just want to cut another piece. Hopefully I can get it, and just see what happens. Time to get creative. So I've been, well, I've got a new invention, and I want to patent it. I've been working on my tan. Let me see here. Before, after. Before, after. Beautiful golden orange tan. Look at that. Brick dust. Okay, hold on a second. Let me set the camera up. Okay. All right. I'm not looking forward to this. You got hands first. Oh, wow, that's cold.
It feels fine from over here.
Hey. Oh, man. Oh, that takes my breath away. Oh, okay.
It's not that I'm enjoying your torment. Okay, I was enjoying your torment.
That's right. I was like, where's that one go? Where's going with that one?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna take these and rinse them off. Just because there's brick dust settled on them. You saw how much was coming out of that saw. And I don't want it to interfere with static-free connection between the surface material and the laser. So it's a beautiful sink. We've got a fan in the studio. I'll just stick in front of the fan for about 20 minutes and hopefully we'll be ready to go. Okay, so this is just a test. I don't know. I did ChatGPT for the settings. They said put it at 90 to 100% power at a speed of 300. So let's see how it works. Now, I put quarters under there because my cut wasn't very flat, so I just kind of put them in there to level it out and make sure that it was a totally flat surface. And it'll be interesting to see. I wasn't sure it was just going to be like a depression or if it was actually going to look burned, but the lines look pretty black. So another thing that I just realized is that these bricks are super porous. So there's like these little divots and dips, and I don't think those are going to respond very well. I think it's going to have an effect on the actual image. But what I can do is get a belt sander and sand this brick and make it perfectly glass slick. And that's the thing about it. Just be creative and find workarounds, and it's just a tool. So, but anyway, this is a really interesting test. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, there we have it. And look at that. Is that perfect? Or what? That is incredible. Oh my gosh. Now this opens all kinds of possibilities for showing appreciation to all of the people that are helping along the way on this journey. And oh my gosh, what a perfect thing. What a perfect thing. There was a giant divot right there on the O, if you can see it. But it was, I mean, it still reads perfect on there. So wonderful. Okay, I love it, guys. I love it. This is a great product for us. It's going to help us, you know, with fundraising. It's going to help us giving credit to people who help us along the journey. It's going to be a great addition to any makerspace that we do in the future. And man, very, very exciting. So check them out. The information is in the link below. And yeah. Okay. See you guys soon.